Supps episode number 4, maybe?
I think
5?
4 or 5, yeah.
God knows.
We're top 10.
yeah, we're early days. That's the good thing.
Today we have the big man himself, Alex Rogers, personal trainer, businessman, bodybuilder. Anything else?
All of the above, I think.
Yeah.
Just all round general nice guy, I reckon.
I'm just a humble, nice guy.
Captain Rogers, mate,
Captain
in the mix.
Obviously, us boys have got to know each other through like the gym, through supplements, stuff like that. And seeing your progress, man, fucking smashing it, mate.
Bro, I'm trying my best. I honestly try my best. It's like I feel like things are taking off quite quickly with business coaching, bodybuilding. Everything's happening all at once. It's been like the last year has been going a bit crazy, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's very, very fun. It's just a start, so it's fun.
Yeah,
just pull this a little bit close. So like try point it to your mouth a little bit more. Till it like that. Yeah.
Better.
Just go. It's directional, so it'll like.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's better.
Is my hair alright?
No, man.
Nah. You trying to bring the topic onto hair already? Is that how it is?
We were just talking beforehand about Linley's trim.
All that lack thereof, should we say?
Yeah.
To be fair, mine's a fucking mess, mate, so I can't say it.
Listen, mate. We're not come here to talk about hairstyles. We've come here to talk about this guy's.
You are into your hair, though, aren't you?
My hairstyle.
I see you having fresh trim.
Well, yeah.
Most of the time.
The first trim every week. Tried to get there. I skipped last week.
Did you?
Oh yeah, can you not tell?
Are you an every week guy?
Every week now,
week,
yeah. Well, I mean, me and my barber have an understanding. I look after his coaching, he looks after my trim.
Oh, you coach your barber?
I do now,
Shit.
yeah.
That's real business right there, because that's the exchange of services. Man.
It's a shake of hands once a week.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
like that. It's good.
It's interesting coaching your barber because you get a check-in every week. So every Wednesday you sit down.
You don't need to do an online check-in.
So he's doing my hair, but I still do his online check-in. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but like he still fills out the form he has to do and sends the photos and. It's early days with him, so adherence is getting there.
You're checking his physique, he's checking the trim, just making sure.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he does a check-in with me. So
yeah,
he's
What
you combed it the wrong way, bro. I'm like, oh shit.
Stop using that fucking wax, man. Greasy ass.
Get the good stuff.
So yeah, man. Congrats on the show. Anyway, how did you find it? Would you be doing it again? Or?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
You got the bug.
Ooh.
got the bodybuilding bug.
I got the bug. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was a case of, well, I'll take you back to the beginning. So
let's start like where. I mean, before we talk about the show, because the show's like a fairly recent event, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's take it right back to the beginning. Obviously, you know, I know just from chatting to you that you've always been into your fitness. You always played like sport to a high level. Even people that I know that know you and that I've spoken to, and I'm like, oh yeah, Alex wrote about it. I'm like, oh yeah, at high school he was always like the guy who'd compete in all like the inter-school competitions and shit. So
yeah,
talk to me about that.
Well, yeah, it was just I feel like I just enjoy competition quite a lot, and I'm quite competitive. I don't know whether that's been brought in from the way I've been brought up with my family or anything like that. Like my mum and dad, they played sport. My dad played rugby. My mum did a bit of athletics back in the day. And I got into, obviously I love football back when I was when I was a youth.
Yeah.
Love football. Wasn't actually that good at it. I was okay at it. I was played for Ossett Albion. Shout out the juniors.
Shite.
I was there. I was there for a few years.
Orange juniors, boys.
Orange juniors. We never got to play, but played for them. Really enjoyed football through juniors and ended up going to the under-19s in Ossett Albion, but I started getting injured all the time.
Yeah.
Yep, I did athletics as well, so I was okay for athletics.
What kind of events we talking like?
100 and 200 and relay. That's sort of like
fast twitch.
Fast twitch fibres,
That's it.
which lends itself quite well to bodybuilding, by the way.
Of course, man.
I'll come on to that. And I love that. Ran for Yorkshire, ended up winning a county championship with the relay team. That was phenomenal. And that was after nursing an injury. And I didn't think I was going to run that race. And
How old were you at this point?
So I was probably 14 back in the day. Yeah, 14. Got to the point where I was like, I think in under 15s, under 13s, I was like top 50 UK athletes, which it's not bad to say when you're up north. Like normally it's like a lot of the London guys that are the top dogs and they're quick. So I did okay.
Were you running out of like Harriers or anything?
Yeah, Wakefield Harriers. Yeah.
Because I understand like Harriers have got a decent reputation as far as I know, like in terms of athletics, especially like you were saying outside of, well, let's say up north.
Yeah, yeah.
It's-
They
it's one of the
they
best.
don't do too bad at all,
Yeah.
to be fair. I just did it because I enjoyed it. And yeah, I was just like bored on a Tuesday night, and my mum was like, why don't you just try running? Like, just do it.
Yeah,
And I was
so-
like, yeah, fine. Did it for a bit of fun. And then it got, competitive. And then I sort of fell out of love with it and enjoyed football a little bit more and just focused on football. But then from football, obviously, I started getting injured more. I started getting injured all the time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
What kind? Any particular like recurring injuries or?
Yeah, so it was more so like muscular hamstring glute. So I actually tore my glute whilst running a race. Like I was 200 meters trying to qualify for English schools and tearing my glute, which wasn't nice. Hopped down towards
awful.
the finish line.
Yeah,
But that then ended up leading on to more and more like hamstring injuries, that sort of glute hamstring tie-in, which was annoying. So any competitive, fast, explosive running, it'd always come up.
It's kind of essential that you've got working glutes if you're doing that kind of thing, and it really is.
We need working glutes.
Absolutely, bro. Fucking hell.
Yeah. So so stopped doing that and then just started going. Well, I initially started bodybuilding, not really bodybuilding, just training to enjoy it. Down at Muscle World Horbury. That was my first ever gym, Muscle World Horbury. Shout out.
Likewise, mate.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Three Muscle World young kings.
Back in the day, yeah. And then fell in love with training. Sort of didn't really do it too seriously at all. Didn't really track what I was eating. Sort of just like tried to get a pump, that sort of thing. Wanted to look good in a vest in the summer. But at this point, I was like 17, and you didn't really make many gains. If you didn't know what you're doing when you're 17, you don't make much. And then it sort of like started kick-starting when I went to uni, studied sports science at uni. And then from there, like I was learning how to put muscle on. But I was sat there skinny and I was like, why aren't I just doing this myself?
So you know what to do, but you just kind of didn't implement it for
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. So I was just doing, the basics of the gym and wasn't really going anything crazy and trying to put muscle on like properly. And then when I started learning about it more, then I started implementing it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
So which uni?
Huddersfield University.
Huddersfield.
Yeah, Uni of Huddersfield,
Just up the road from me.
Yeah. Fun times, actually, yeah.
So how long was your course?
3-year course.
3 years.
Lived there for like the first half of uni and then moved back home, and I hated it. I actually moved into a flat.
Well, you hated moving back home?
No, I hated living at uni. And especially because it was Huddersfield, it wasn't far away at all. It was literally just around the corner. I was like, I
may as well live at home.
Yeah, well, I moved back in with my girlfriend at the time, so it was, it was steady, to be fair.
Yeah.
But Huddersfield's a shit night out.
Yeah,
Huddersfield. I've only been like twice, and
I
don't think too much of it.
I went
to be honest.
I went to Greenhead College, and
Likewise.
obviously, you were at Greenhead as well.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we've definitely had this.
see
We've
what
probably
skinny
had this
about
conversation
that.
before.
Yeah.
But I noticed him,
So you'd have been a year above me.
You're 20.
I'm 23 now. I've just turned 23.
Yeah, I was a year above
You're in
you.
my year.
Yeah. So man, like obviously going out in Huddersfield, there's only like 3 places, and one of those was Tokyo, and I feel like a few people got stabbed in Tokyo.
I got smacked in the face once.
Serious?
Yeah, for no reason as well.
Fucking hell, man.
That's England for you, though, isn't it?
It's a rough doing.
I feel like
They had like shared toilets in there, didn't they?
I did that. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's like the only place I can think of in like the UK that I've been out that it's had like shared toilets.
It's crazy.
Like guys and girls, so you can see why a lot of shit's kicking off. In that place. So it's shut down now.
It is,
I think
it
it's
changed
shut
hands, yeah. Too many stabbings, I think.
One too many stabbings.
One too many. I think there were a couple, actually. But yeah, Huddersfield,
What did you find at Greenhead like? Because when I was there, I enrolled late because I did quite shit in like my mock exams. So I was relying on like doing well in my actual GCSEs to get into a decent college. Enrolled late into Greenhead, and I was in that in between stage of my life. Like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Chose some A levels that I thought were all right. Did like sport, business, maths, which then I did sport, economics, and maths.
Yeah,
Maths,
similar to me. That
maths, which I dropped after the first year because I could not hack it. Did business instead. But I felt very much like a big push for like university.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, like
huge push for university. Yeah,
obviously it resulted in you kind of
going to university. Yeah. I think if you want for that portion, that sort of expectation that everyone went there, that you had to go to uni.
Yeah.
There was no other option really. They were like, oh, apprenticeships, but you're going to uni.
Yeah.
Would you have still gone if not? If you knew what you knew now?
No.
Or would you just dive straight into
That's a great topic.
You'd have just gone straight into business.
That's what I was leading,
absolutely.
I'm
1,000%.
I'm saying, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, so I studied sports science at uni, and I did well at college. I did PE, biology, economics, psychology, which led quite well into sort of sports science, because that's what so I knew I wanted to do sports science before going to college. So then I sort of chose the subjects to get me there, which worked well, got into uni. Sports science, don't get me wrong, I learned a lot in sports science, 3 years of every area, from psychology, rehabilitation to
the physical
performance. Like, exactly. And then even like teaching and stuff like that, which lends quite well to coaching and stuff like that. But you don't need it. You don't need a degree to be able to coach. Like, if I knew what I knew now, and because I love what I do now, I would not have gone to uni. Like, the amount of debt you get from, just learning from textbooks, or writing a few essays, writing a dissertation.
Yeah. You'd rather be out there.
You could experience. I could have spent 3 years coaching and learning from clients, learning from people around me, and
real life shit.
Real life shit, and rather than just a textbook saying, "Oh, bench press is the best way to get a chest."
Well, that's the thing with college. They push you to go to uni because it looks good on their books as well. When they say 90% of our students went to uni, so they don't really give you that other option. I didn't once hear in college you could go and start your own business if you had some money. If you wanted, in business studies, I was never told, oh, actually, this is how you'd start your own business. It was like, read off a textbook. All just useless shit that I've honestly never used since starting a business.
I don't know, man. Like, obviously, it's probably more like the things that you did actually pick up that have actually helped you. You probably
I don't think I've picked anything.
Do you not think you've picked anything?
No.
Nothing.
It's so
not one piece of information from business studies.
No,
that's insane, isn't it? Like,
it's
so
that's
broken.
Genuinely what
it's so broken the system, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Would you say the same? I suppose yours is a bit more like
the science-based stuff.
Yeah, like
the science-based stuff, I would say definitely helps. Like, it helps in certain scenarios. Like, if a client asks me a certain specific question about, it could be anything, could be nutrition or performance or anything, then it helps. But the actual application of that, no, you don't learn anything.
Yeah.
Literally nothing to do with that.
So,
mad, isn't it?
Went to uni, moved back home after you finished uni. Then what?
So actually, when I finished uni, it was COVID, the good old C word. So when I finished, it was that year. So I didn't actually finish in
You were
uni.
part of that class of
it was
people
that, it was that year.
Didn't get to have the graduation kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I was just looking for a job, any sort of job, because originally I wanted to go into coaching at an elite sport level. So I actually did a placement at Huddersfield Town for a year.
All right.
Doing
like strength and conditioning.
Performance analysis. So it wasn't strength and conditioning, unfortunately. I wanted to do that, but they didn't even offer that.
Right.
So it was performance analysis with the academy, which was fun. I didn't like it. I didn't want to do that. But even if I did want to do that, they weren't offering jobs because sport was like non-existent back when it was like kicking off.
Of course, yeah.
So I wanted to go into that. Ended up not doing anything to do with sport because there was nothing on. So I was looking at jobs where they actually could hire me, and it was sales.
Yeah.
So I went into sales, and I was selling COVID-related products for a company called Reaction 9. Rest in peace, Reaction 9. They no longer exist yet.
Oh shit, man.
Because it was a bad market back in the day. So originally, the Reaction 9 company was selling antibacterial wipes, sprays, all that good stuff. Masks, gloves.
Did they
PPE
start when COVID started?
Yeah, so they started like just before COVID started. So they had a massive increase in demand. Made a shitload of money.
There was so many companies who did that like that quick in and out of that.
People with cash just went straight into it.
Straight
market there.
Yeah, and because they were like supply was so limited, if you were lucky and early enough, you could literally you had everything, and you could up your prices, and that's where it all went kicked off.
Where I used to work before I left and started working here, it was like a sustainability company. So we were doing like electric cars and solar panels, all that shit. But the guy who started the company who I was working for, he was like so well connected within like different business circles. He was getting all these inquiries through for like, so-and-so needs 100,000 masks, so-and-so needs 500,000. And I ended up doing quotes, like quoting people for almost
something
doing what it sounds like you were doing.
literally exactly what I was doing.
Like providing people with prices for like ventilators and crazy shit like that, which I had absolutely no idea about.
Well, I didn't have a clue about it.
Yeah, but that obviously shows how mad that kind of area of business.
Yeah, I'm actually glad for that, because I didn't realise how crazy it was at the time and how hard it was to sell in that market. I still ended up doing okay. So like from that initial onboarding for that company, they employed 3 sales guys, 2 of which were already experienced in sales. I was just fresh out of uni. I think I was just okay at interviewing, so that's why they gave me a chance. Basically, they gave me the job, but it sort of felt like it was just a chance to see if I was okay. Otherwise, I was sort of out the door.
But commission based, or it
was basic, which was low. It was like 19k, and then it was just like they did promise a lot. There was like, oh, when you make all this money, you're gonna get all
a review.
And your wage is gonna go up, and you get all the commission. But it was commission based, and ended up doing the best out of the 3 guys in the first like month, 2 months, and then month 3 is where it all went to shit. It's like so many companies just appeared from nowhere selling all the exact same thing. Undercutting. Prices went down, and it was just like we were just cold calling all day to try and even get like a sale of might be like 10 boxes of gloves or something, which was like fuck all. So the company made nothing. They were making losses, and it ended up the geezer who owned it, Mike, bless him, he had to sack off everyone in the office, barring the procurement manager and me. But because I was the only performing sales guy there, fortunately he said I could keep my job, but unfortunately it'd have to be minimum wage. And I was like, I don't want minimum wage, you know. I want
something that you're not passionate about.
Not passionate about, but also that job was hard. It was really hard to try and sell to people who didn't want the PPE anymore, because
there's nothing harder than picking up the phone and cold calling.
Rejection. I was just about to
say that, I work quite closely with the sales guy at that job I was on about, and the amount of times I witnessed that guy take a no during the day, like he just kept. It was a good salesman, man. He just kept peppering the phones, and it takes a lot of willpower and resilience to do that job. So I respect anybody who's like out there grinding like
Absolutely.
that.
It teaches you though. It teaches you rejection, which is fantastic, and it'll move me on to this next job. So I ended up leaving that company, and that was like around about Christmas time. And then come January, I was applying for jobs elsewhere, but literally anything, because COVID was still about, so I still couldn't go into sport. I ended up going to sales in cybersecurity. I know nothing about cybersecurity. I've told you what I studied at college and at uni. I know nothing to do with IT. It's
not so transitional, is it?
No, nothing, mate. And I had experience selling gloves, mate. and so I was selling this cybersecurity product to business to business sales, and I thought Reaction 9 was cold calling. This company was called AppCheck, or it still is called AppCheck. Very successful company. That were cold calling. That was 90 calls a day. You couldn't not pick up your phone. You couldn't not learn your script. It has to be on point. Which was very hard, but very beneficial. Like looking back now, I hated the job. I really, really hated the job. I needed it for money. It was just a way to just get cash. So I wasn't going backwards, basically. But it taught me how to sell and talk to people about stuff that I didn't even know what I was talking about.
But you are your comfort zone, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? Like, I'm sure you say this to your clients, like especially like the new starters, when they're coming into the gym and they're feeling self-conscious. It's like you've got to break that barrier of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, because otherwise you are just going to plateau for the rest of your life.
You've got that bubble, haven't you? You've got the bubble. If I'd have gone, oh no, I don't know what cybersecurity is, I can't sell it. I wouldn't have had that job. I want to learn how to sell properly. My personal training business, if I went into that, wouldn't have done okay as it is doing now. So
would it be fair to say as well, like going into that and realizing how much you didn't like it woke you up in the sense of like realizing I can't do another job like this ever again. I need to do something.
As cliche as it sounds, I don't like working for other people. Like with a boss above me. Like I work with people. Is that right, mate? I didn't know that.
I just get him cleaning floors every day. He does fuck all anyway, so he cuts out.
Yo, pull your weight, man.
Nah, still a lot of freebies.
He does really, mate. He's a good lad, is our Tom.
It makes good reels, mate. I tell you that.
He does make good reels.
Hey, we're working on the reels, man.
It's good. Yeah, but I just didn't like working for anyone that was telling me, and especially having a target over your head
90 calls a day. Minimum.
That's it. Yeah,
That's one of those
pressure
lessons
to convert those calls as well.
It's like you can't pay for that lesson, can you?
No,
you have to live it and you have to experience it to realize you don't want to do it.
Yeah,
I think we're all in a fairly similar boat there. Like you going to uni, realizing like you didn't you didn't like it. Do you drop out? No,
I finished it.
Yeah, you finished it. Yeah,
and I was looking at jobs in finance, but fuck that.
Yeah,
I almost got one as well. So luckily,
how close? Were you like really close?
Pretty close. Yeah. So
imagine if you'd have gone into that job.
Crazy.
I know, mate. I know.
Butterfly effect.
I'd have fucked off and gone travelling.
That's it. But then COVID. So
COVID stopped that. Yeah. So
everything happens for a reason. Boys.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
everything happens for a reason.
Such an easy one to fall back on, but it does rings true in this context.
I think especially in this climate, more young people should be confident going into business. There's so many ways to make money. I mean, like us two have set up this podcast studio, set it up initially to interview guests like yourself, and then realise that there's a market there for it. Other people want it. And now we've got a business that's doing all right from it.
It's just like two birds with one stone, really, wasn't it?
So much stuff you can go into. There's so much stuff you can go into.
And then we both had to, this for me was like, I suppose that biting the bullet. Because there were a few times when I nearly kind of bottled it. And I was like, I don't know about that, because obviously at the time.
Scary.
Well, having like just left a job where I was getting, I was earning good money, guaranteed income every month, to then not having a job and then being put something on the table. It's like, that's confronting that risk, and it's bridging that barrier from like the lesson that you were saying you learned of knowing you don't want to work for somebody else, then actually biting the bullet and being like, this is what it's going to cost me to do it, to do it, and actually surpass that boundary,
massively.
That barrier.
Because like yourself went from having a paycheck every month and it was okay, app check, it was good, but like jumping into like PTing when you've got no clients at all. I'd sort of back myself that I could get.
Did you quit your job straight away then with no clients? So you just went
balls deep. Yeah, well, I just talked to them. I dropped. It was quite funny. I was so quick as well. It was so fast. It was literally in the same week of me quitting that I was working at JD.
You announced.
Yeah, I was like, I'm quitting. I'm off. I'm not working my notice period. Sorry.
Do you need some water, bro?
I've got a bit of a...
It needs a lozenge.
Link off, mate.
It needs a lozenge.
It's twice as loud in these earphones.
Oh, can you hear it?
No, I'm just... sorry.
So
you started working at JD
the week I quit, I started working at JD. I dropped the manager, Tez, shout out Tez, a message on Instagram saying, bro, I just can I have a chat about personal training? He was like, yeah, absolutely, come in. So we had a very, very informal interview.
So were you training at JD at this point?
At this point, I'd been training at JD for about 3 years.
So you knew the guy? I didn't
really know the guy. I knew of him. I could see his face, and I knew he was the gaffer there. But yeah, I just dropped him a message. We had a chat, and it was literally a case of, right, you can start like next week if you want. And I was on the cusp of getting another job in a gym. Like an actual job that'll pay me like I think it was Joe Ralph's gym actually.
Oh right.
And I dropped Joe a message and I was like, look, can I work behind the bar? I just need a few hours here just to get me through. Like I'm PT and I want a PT.
Yeah.
You already had your course at this point. You'd done
done my course. Yeah, I did my course at uni as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And what happened with that, Joe Ralph's? Did he not?
Well, Joe said, yeah, I can do it. But then when I spoke to Tez. At JD, he was like, look, the best thing to do, mate, is just to go balls deep. Like just jump in, because if you've got a job on the other side, chances are you're not going to commit properly to, gaining a client base, and working your ass off in the gym as well. And so I was just like, you know what, I can get a job anytime if I give it a month or two and really put myself to work, and try and get as many clients as I can straight away, and sort of show that I do know what I'm talking about. Then I can stay and I don't have to get another job, and that's what happened. And I was just like on target every month to try and build my business, and it gradually just grew. And then you get to know the members a bit more as well when you work there. You do the classes initially. And then you just talk to as many people as you can. Build your sort of brand.
Become that familiar face. That
exactly.
People recognize
the go-to person to talk to. Exactly. So that was the aim, and so I manifested it.
So what were your like initial, say, like year of PT? Were it steady wage? Were you earning way less than you earned at your job, or
so in the first? So I started in like the July, and I probably didn't earn as much as I did at AppCheck until July, August, September. Probably October was my first month that I made as much as I did in AppCheck for a month's wage.
Yeah,
and
then pretty good, isn't it?
It's okay, but then it didn't continue growing from there, because the winter months you always earn less as a one-to-one personal trainer. You earn less because there's just less people in the gym. It's just demand supply sort of. If there's a lot of PTs in a gym, and then the memberships go down in a gym, then you've got less. Yeah. So naturally, I think December was a really bad month for me, and I was shitting myself. I was like, "Oh my god, what have I done?"
Really?
The storm. Yeah, December. I was doing like 6 sessions a week.
Yeah,
and it was like 6 to 10 sessions a week, and it's not that much. And I was like, "Shit, is this really what I want to do?"
Yeah.
And then I got COVID the week before Christmas, and took the week off after Christmas. So I only worked 2 weeks as well, and it wasn't looking good.
And that's when you're spending all your money around Christmas as well.
Exactly. So it was a big expense, nothing coming in. But then January hit, and I was like, "Nah, I've got to make this work. I've got to really make it work." And obviously, the influx of members in January helped. But then January, February, March, April, each month was better and better and better. And then it got to a point where I had the opportunity to go on to rent at JD, which is, just for people who don't know, you have the option at JD to pay rent, which is like £500 a month, and then you use their facilities and bring your clients in, and that's that, and you earn every penny that your clients pay you.
Yeah.
Or you work hours for JD, so which is 15 hours a week unpaid, but then you don't have to pay that £500 a month.
Yeah.
So I got the opportunity to be able to pay the rent, which opened up 15 hours a week for more clients or admin work and check-in work, work on the actual service itself, which is what I did. I worked on the service first, and then the clients just It came after that,
So
which is blessed.
If you haven't got a good product to sell, then you're not going to sell it, are you? So it's
what would you say contributed most? So you're getting more clients. Would you say it were word of mouth, or would you say it's your online presence? Or
definitely not online presence.
No,
absolutely not. I think online coaching is such a massive thing nowadays. Like, everyone's an online coach.
Right.
Not a lot of people are a successful online coach. I wouldn't even say I'm a successful online coach yet.
Right.
That's the long-term goal. But as a one-to-one, it is word of mouth.
Yeah.
People, especially because you're spending an hour with that client per week. Some people obviously do more than 1 hour a week. You've got to be likable. You've got to be able to get along with that person and sort of adjust your energy towards how they respond, and coach in a way that's sort of like, some people need an arm around the shoulder, an arm around the shoulder to help them on. Some people need telling
support.
off. Yeah. It's like man management in football. It really is.
Yeah, man. It makes me think about, like, you obviously saying you studied psychology. Do you feel like that had any kind of transition into it?
No.
Not even.
No.
Fair enough.
No.
Well, something you said made me think, like, another valuable lesson you can learn from, like, going through those shit times and working the jobs that you don't actually enjoy is the realization, like, if you do take the leap, you could always fall back and do some, if worse come to worse, you could actually fall back and just
get a job.
There's no there's no real risk, is there?
No.
Like, if you back yourself, there's no real risk.
Yeah.
It's just the perceived risk before jumping in. It's just scary. It's just changing it. Going from a paycheck to nothing. That's
especially
scary
when you're young as well, because you've got your parents to impress, girlfriends, whatever. You don't want to.
Yeah, it's that outside pressure as well.
Upset everyone around you. Like,
I feel like, I feel like I pressure myself quite a lot as well, and that's quite a deep subject. So if I pressure myself to do well in something and I don't, it really eats up at me.
You don't want to fail.
No, absolutely, and that's not even just to, like, impress parents, or it might be deep down, but I feel like I need to have a need to succeed in something. And if I don't, then it screws my head up. Yeah, absolutely.
High standards.
I
guess set yourself high standards.
I guess so.
When you recognise your potential, like, you may as well set high standards, because you're going to live up to them. Because if you don't,
there's one life in it. Like, you've got to try and make the most out of it.
Absolutely.
Which is definitely so cliche.
It's all cliche as fuck. I'm sorry, people watching or listening.
So
we're the cliche kings over here.
Like you were saying, you realised that you didn't want to work for somebody else, whatever. But you always, like, from what I'm gauging from what you're saying, you always had this, like, want to go into coaching or like working in sport?
Yeah, sport.
Why particular like the coaching side of things? Was that just
So it was literally because I hated that sales job. And I knew I had a level 3 PT course behind me, and I knew that I'd probably back myself as a one-to-one coach because I trained myself, and so I've been doing okay with my own physique, and I thought I could help people do that, absolutely.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd enjoy it as much as I did. And I actually started to work with clients. Obviously, when you first start, you take any client whatsoever. Anyone that wants coaching, you'll coach them. And even the clients that aren't like particularly my, niche, or like, like young guys that want to grow muscle, like me, like girls that, want to grow muscle and get strong and that sort of thing. Those are the clients I really love coaching. But I was finding myself coaching anyone. It's like older people, different backgrounds, everyone. And I loved every single client I've ever coached. I don't think there's one client where I've gone, oh God, I really don't like training this, really hate training this person. But it's a case of, I didn't realize how much I'd love coaching, like on the floor, but the change in the body and being able to manipulate certain aspects of their own training, the nutrition, the lifestyle, little tweaks that would bring about a change, not only in their own physique, but also their own mindset towards their own physique, or their own mindset towards how actual progress, what the progress they can actually make, which is just fascinating. It was mad.
That's the thing. Obviously, like I've told you both, like I want to get into personal training. Like I haven't done my course yet, but that for me is the one thing that really kind of attracts me to doing that as well. Yeah, like
you're actually changing people's lives. By getting in shape, the people stop with depression, they feel better, more confident going out.
Yeah, massive.
And that's from the recognition of seeing how I change as a person from when I started to train properly.
Yeah.
Like it's a night and day difference. And like you say, ideally if you could choose those people, it's the ones who are most like you, because you know what they want.
You know how to change.
You know how to change.
Yeah.
You've got kind of a blueprint.
It's the people who are not like you though, and then you're able to help. That's the weird one. It's like, I've had clients before, like middle-aged women who are overweight, and then they literally they don't have a clue what's going on in their own life. They've got no control. There's no sort of understanding of what they're putting in the body, no understanding of how much that activity they do. And then you can sort of educate. And then if you can educate the client, they don't have to stay with you to be able to change their life over a long period of time. Like that's never the goal, is to keep a client forever. Although it'd be nice because you build a relationship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The goal is to be able to educate that client to be able to make that change for themselves forever. Forever, like till they die.
I suppose the irony of it is like, to be, I don't know, let me try and word this correct. So the irony is, the better a coach you are, technically, like, I don't know, maybe the less time that you actually have to spend with the client.
It's like return sales, isn't it? You basically,
you almost don't want them to come back.
Well, potentially, you want to change them in obviously maybe not a short amount of time, because it might not be sustainable, but a sustainable amount of time.
You get one.
So it might be 3 to 6 months or whatever. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, it's up to them if they want to choose to stay with you. They know for a fact, or I know for a fact, that if they've listened to what I've told them, they'll be able to implement that and not need me.
You give them the tools to.
But it's if they want.
Some people that accountability 24/7.
Since I've started, probably, I don't know, I've got a handful of clients that have stayed with me over a year now, which is phenomenal. It's insane, because you build that such great connection with them. And even like a girl, Laura, she one of my longest serving clients. She's great. She was a one-to-one for ages. She's just turned as an online client now, just because she's moving away towards where her boyfriend lives. But we still have that connection, and we can still have banter over text, and we obviously do online check-ins, and we can have a phone call every now and again and check in like that, which is so good. And they stay around. They stay around because they enjoy the process, and they enjoy
accountability as well.
They enjoy that accountability.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah, like you're building a community around like a shared.
The community is a massive point of it as well, and that's something I've only just recently figured out as well with my own business, is building that community around it. Like you guys with the Supps, that community, it's like everyone's on the same, they got the same vision, they got the same, it's the one product that brings everyone together, that sort of thing. And and it's like that for myself, my own coaching.
You're speaking on behalf of everybody there. All the lads, like, speak to them on an individual basis. Like when I'm working at the shop and like somebody comes in, it's it's a really sick kind of like.
It's mad, innit?
It's like a brotherhood. It's really I've never experienced it. It's almost like a football team or a sports team.
If you see the Wolf Supps thing in the gym, you're like buddies with them, aren't you? Even if you don't know them, like the Ultra Flex, you see it all the time. The guys in the Wolf Supps, I've never even seen them in my whole life, and I'm just like, oh, yes, lad. Yeah, how you doing, Wolf Supps, bro?
That must be a pretty mint feeling. Like,
it's a good feeling. I just feel like we've done everything right. Like we put people first as well. We're not just going for the money. And
no.
Speaking to people every day, customers, I'll reach out to them like weekly and say, how are you finding the product? Or if they've bought a product, I'll hit them up in a week's time or whatever and say, how did you find it? How's your training going?
Yeah.
Whereas
it's deeper than just a product, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of companies, obviously, you buy the product. Usually bigger companies, you never hear from like the owner. You'd never hear from the lads who were repping it, whatever.
No.
But like you say, we've just got a mint community, and I can imagine that's what it's like at JD as well. We all boys.
Oh yeah,
all PTs there. You've got a pretty wild,
tight-knit community over at JD, which is great because not
and
a lot
that
of gyms
comes across,
like
man. Like that does come across when you see you boys all like.
Do you all push each other as in like
Yeah.
competitively as well? Are you competitive with each other?
Yeah, so it's more. I'd say like other gyms. I've never worked in any other gym apart from JD. But I've heard it can be quite toxic. And quite competitive. There's a certain amount of clientele out there, a certain amount of memberships. You know, you're fighting to try and drive your business forward.
Yeah.
If someone's got the same niche as you, it can be quite shoulder to shoulder. You know, you're trying to edge over someone else. It ain't like that at JD at all, and it hasn't been since I've started. And apparently it used to be, but it's not like that now. It's more so friendly competition. If anything, it's more collaborative as well.
So we are clients. So say someone walks into JD, they want a PT. Is there like a front desk or something? They'll go up to them and they'll say, "Oh, I need a PT for whatever."
Yeah.
Or is it just like you're going up to people and saying, "Oh, I can offer this."
So there's always a certain amount of interest from random members that will come. They'll join the gym. They're like, "Look, I need a PT."
They'll just come up to you directly.
They'll technically not just come up to me because they won't know who I am really. Like they'll go. There's a PT board, so they'll look at the what you've written about yourself. Your picture. You've got your phone.
So they might see who fits them.
Yeah, exactly. But most of the time, it's not even just from guys coming to you. Guys or girls coming to you randomly. It most of the time, especially for me now, it's sort of like my current clients have friends that have seen that they've got a result and then they come.
Right.
So now I'm finding that it's not even clients that are at JD Batley anymore.
Right.
It's people outside that want in on the community, on the team, on the results. That'll ask me, look, how do I sign up to JD Batley? I want to be part of the team, that sort of thing.
So it's not like when you go in to buy a car and you've got all these like 10 salesmen and it's like rush to get that guy.
I feel like it used to be like that because we all sort of started like relatively fresh after COVID. We all had like smaller businesses back then. Yeah. And there was only a couple of PTs at JD that had stayed since previous COVID and they had like an established...
That were already doing well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think everyone's gone from sort of not having many clients to sort of growing on a larger scale. So then it was originally where it was like, oh, there's an interest, who's having it or who wants it, that sort of thing. But now it's sort of like they come to you because of your business you've created.
And they can see your results.
And it's quite it's quite mad to see how it's actually scaled like that. Like looking back now, I hadn't even thought about how PTs at JD have bettered their own service to be able to bring people outside of JD into JD to be able to
get them to buy a membership. Yeah.
So the more online income from there as well. Yeah, in terms of interest from people as well.
How have you found it? Obviously, in the run up to your show, you got your own PT.
Oh, my own coach.
So how did that? How has that been on the other side? Because I take it you didn't have that before. So you've never had a PT before then.
Great question, mate. Honestly, because that literally changed my whole outlook on coaching. I thought I was a good coach before, and then I got myself a coach, and I was like, oh shit.
So much.
I'm missing out on so much here. So I learned so much, not even just about my own body, because the change we've made with Cam has been stupid. So yeah, shout out Cam, what a guy. His coaching and his style of coaching is like where I want to be in the future. So to learn firsthand that as a client myself, I'm able to step in my own client's shoes a little bit more and understand bloody hell check-in days coming. I'm shitting myself.
Yeah.
You want to be lower weight or looking better.
Yeah, exactly. So it's less of an expectation for a client to be perfect now. It's like, well, I wasn't perfect at the beginning. So I need to, it's more so focus on progression rather than perfection, that sort of thing, which is mad.
When you say you want to be more like him in the future, what kind of change is that then?
That's sort of like a move from one-to-one into the more online.
Am I right in thinking he has PTs working under Cam McKay coaching?
He has coaches. So it's all online, is Cam. Yeah,
so
online.
If you went, say, hit him up, filled out his form, whatever, are you guaranteed to get him as a coach, or is it most likely you're going to get someone under him?
It depends what you're after. So I was after a competition prep, which is like top level coaching, which is like there's no screwing around, there's no fuck ups.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then he's got 2 coaches underneath him, so like a lifestyle coach,
right?
Which coaches people like that. For instance, all my clients are pretty much lifestyle coaches, lifestyle clients. So he's got a guy called Max underneath him, and then he's got Hannah as well, which she takes all the females as well.
Right.
So I guess that's how they set up. So that in the future, absolutely, I want to go into that sort of space where I work with other coaches who have particular niches that I might not be, one, is motivated to take on, but 2, might not have the expertise.
Yeah. So there's only so much you can do on your own as well.
Yeah. So for example, powerlifting, like I've got a couple of guys that ask me like, oh, I want to get stronger with squat, bench, deadlift. Is there a setup that I can do with you in terms of coaching, and can you get me ready for this comp? I'm like, sorry, bro, no.
Yeah,
like I'm not well versed in the powerlifting area. I change physiques, that's what I'm good at, but I'm nowhere near a powerlifting coach. So obviously you've got to push that on.
Completely different, isn't it?
But in the future, there's nothing to say I can't employ or work with a partner with a powerlifting coach that would be able to help these guys if there's enough interest.
I suppose, especially looking at it from a business perspective, you want to grow, and realistically, there's only so much bandwidth that Alex Rogers Fitness has as one person.
Yeah.
You
can only help so many people.
You need to scale up, and like you say, if you specialize in changing people's physiques, or you have a particular type of client that you feel like you can add the most value to, but if you build a team around you where unless
you're doing it like fully automated. I've seen some coaches, they have buy this app, buy this plan, and it's like a one size fits all, and I think it's out of order.
You don't need to do no. I think coaching, there's no room outside of personalized coaching where you actually have that connection with the coach and client. There's no room outside of that.
No.
I think you can buy a training program, and you might do all right in your first like 3
if you know what you're doing,
months of training. If you know how to follow it, but then after that, it's like, where does your food go? Where did your cardio go? Where are you manipulating your metabolism?
I've seen some before, and they're just like, the meal plans like wake up, oats with a scoop of protein, lunch, chicken and rice,
a fish and a rice cake,
people genuinely, because they don't have that understanding of training and nutrition, they'll follow it and start getting pissed off. Say they're not losing weight, they're eating like 3,000 calories worth of clean food. They're like, fuck's sake, I'm following this plan to a T.
Oh, it's like if they're skinny, it's like on the plans like, oh, get a mass gainer.
Don't
get a mass gainer,
and it doesn't say what mass. It's like
and it's like and going to the food plan thing like that. They don't know how that client digest the food. They might not work well with whey protein, and there might be 3 scoops a day on there. And if their body can't digest that, they'll be shitting
all day.
They'll be shitting themselves all the time. They're not even utilizing that food. They'll just be shitting themselves.
Maybe that's the difference of like somebody like yourself going into it with a serious mindset, actually wanting to change the way that people view themselves and the way that they train because of the change you've seen in yourself. Whereas these people who are doing that, maybe they're just in it for a quick buck.
Well,
because
you could say that.
It's more. It tends to be more like the old school bodybuilding guys who don't really have much knowledge, but they're just juiced off the red. And they look
pretty
good.
one-dimensional,
because you walk into a gym and you see some big juice head who's absolutely massive. You think, and you'd have no clue about training. You're thinking, wow, that guy knows his shit.
It wasn't.
Let me buy that fucking plan.
It wasn't until kind of like, I would definitely say working here has influenced this a lot, but like, it wasn't until recently that I kind of really began to realize how many people are unnatural. How many people who are like actually,
enhanced.
Because you can't quite see it.
You can when you know. Yeah, when
you
know.
When you know.
So that begs the question: are you natural, Alex?
Yes, I'm indeed natural. Yeah,
full lifetime now.
Lifetime natty, yeah. I've just competed in WMBF UK, which is a tested show.
Right.
And yeah, so we had to do a polygraph test, which was a lie detector test.
Serious?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh shit! I didn't know it was a lie detector.
I feel like I'd fail a lie detector test just because I'd get myself so worked up.
Well,
my heart's like this.
This is my thing beforehand. There's obviously ways around that, and they ask you certain questions where it's like you have to lie specifically,
and they'll know that you.
And then it'll see you the spike, and then they'll know what that spike looks like when they ask you the legit questions like, "Are you on gear?" And I'm like, "No."
Are they that accurate polygraph tests?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But if you come top 3, or if you look unnatural, or they want you to take a urine sample, they do as well.
Oh, they do that as well. Anyway,
yeah, they're very well tested. Very well tested.
So, yeah, like I've always hated the idea of jumping on a lie detector because I'm like, if it fucks up and I'm actually telling the truth, I'm so pissed off.
Depends who's asking the questions as well. Like,
true say.
Mine wants answering.
So where did the show like? Where did that desire come from? Had you always wanted to do it, or was it just kind of people influencing you to say you should do it, or what?
Well, I remember back when I was like maybe like 21, 22. No, probably about 21. I was into training, a couple of years into it, doing well, putting on some muscle. And then
started PTing by this point?
No. So this is like at uni. Like at uni when I was just eating protein bars and just getting big, mate.
Yeah. Getting swole.
On a
so small back then.
bro split, like.
Proper bro split, yeah, chest and tries, yeah, all that stuff. No, yeah, and then people were like, oh, so you're going to compete then, bro? And in my head, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these guys, all you see is like Chris Bumstead on Instagram.
Yeah,
you're like, wow, I'm not at that level,
no
nowhere near that level.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about the lower levels, the amateur levels or natural shows or anything like that. I'm like, no, I'm definitely not going to compete. It wasn't even the realm of what I was thinking. I just wanted to get big. Like, that was the only thing. I was to get big, strong. I was still sumo deadlifting. I was literally still sumo.
What's wrong with sumo?
There's nothing wrong with sumo. It is definitely cheating. I was literally still sumo deadlifting at the time.
Cheating if you're
that makes me think of Big Lee, man.
You sumos, didn't it?
Yeah, bro.
Oh shit,
heavy though.
Sorry, Lee.
It's like 6'7" or something.
Yeah, true.
6'8".
Yeah, he deserves a sumo.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Like slide.
We'll cut that out, mate. No. So people asking if I wanted to compete, and I was like, no, I'm not at that level. And then it like fast forward until it was literally just last October, October 21, where I was like, I'm coaching now. Like, I'm surrounded by people who are lifting, people doing well. I'm literally in a gym 5-6 times a week.
Living and breathing.
I'm living and breathing it. Yeah. I'm tracking my food. I'm doing well. I'm
on the Christmas bulk.
It was the Christmas bulk.
The winter bulk.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Oh my God.
That must have been around the time when we all got together for the first time, no?
Yeah.
When was that?
When we went to
Nando's and Muscle World.
Yes, it was.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Must have been around that time.
We shot that vid in the woods.
When you were about, he was about 15 kg more than he is now. Then you know.
Yeah, you're skinny now, mate.
I know, mate. I'm not even arsed though anymore. I can't be arsed with it.
Well, I was fat then, so it's fine.
It was like I looked at a picture of it. I remember seeing you for the first time, and I thought, "Fuck me, this guy's quads like." I couldn't even comprehend how big your quads were back then, bro.
Yeah.
I got a picture up of it the other day. You know, we all got the group picture. You look like
a completely different person.
Completely different, lad. Like in your face.
I feel better. I feel better now. Yeah.
You looked a bit like Seabull, man.
Oh, fuck that, man.
Actually, when you say that.
Oh, well, get me some testing, and I'm getting on that Olympia stage, boys.
It'd take him a couple of months, maybe there.
Sorry, I've sidetracked you to fuck there, bro. Sorry about that.
No.
It was October time. You're training hard.
Yeah. And then I was just basically, I was just thinking, you know what? I feel like I could do a show next year. And I was like, right, next September. I give myself a year. Nice 6 months off season to try and put as much muscle on as I can, and then nice little prep. And I got in touch with Cam over Christmas, and I was just like, look, mate, I want you to take me through a prep next year. And he was like, sound, yeah, absolutely sound. So I ended up sort of semi-working towards trying to put as much muscle on as I can. Probably wasn't doing it at all in the best way possible. Like, even the month before I started with Cam, I was having like meal deals from Lidl, mate. Like, that is not optimal whatsoever. And I was smashing pretzels, little pretzels, by the way. Bang.
Sounds like you're a bit of a little
I'm a little whore.
I saw you got the
Lamb
little...
and Aldi guy, me, 100%.
You were the...
Fuck Lidl, man. Never have it on shelves, and I know why now, because this cunt's eating it all.
Speaking of Aldi, mate, the Aldi specials. You know.
Shout out.
They're
Sponsors.
Yeah, we've got
big
Aldi sponsor in the pod.
The bit IPA.
You got everybody on the little yogurts, didn't you?
I did at Dewsbury Lidl, yeah.
That's why there's never any other fuckers in there.
I'm sorry, boys. I was at all my clients, I was like, you need your protein intake higher.
Got to get these.
Look, this is an easy way of getting it in. Just smash all these pouches, 25 grams, easy. It's like 75p, mate. Get it now.
Can't go wrong.
And they were just gone. Yeah, so I was still eating like donuts from Little Bakery, like just trying to smash cows in, just getting fat. It was just stupid, like stupid amount of food. I wasn't even tracking it.
It's like an excuse to eat what you want.
Yeah, literally that. I was just in my own head about it. It was just like, oh, lift heavy and
get as big as you can. Just get big.
But then obviously when I started becoming April, then we only really had like it was a 6 to 8 week actual off season of growing specifically with correct food, correct structure with training. Because before I was just like lifting, obviously doing my thing, just enjoying it.
Yeah.
But this was like specific structure. There was a target. There was obviously a date in place, 25th of September to work towards from the 1st of April.
Yeah.
So we had like 6 to 8 weeks in an off season, and then we start prep. And when we start prep, it was like flick the switch. We're getting shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like business terms, I think it's done you a world of good doing that show, just for the content, just to show you can do it. Like you've walked the walk almost.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, that'll skyrocket his business, 100%.
Yeah. The interest, don't get me wrong, the interest has come a long way from that. Not even just it's not even just the end product of the stage shots, and it's not like I posted stage shots and I had an influx of 10 coaching applications come through straight away.
You're showing you can do it.
Yeah, it was like over the course of the process. If you show your own dedication towards working towards a goal, the client or like the current client or the potential client will look at that and go, fuck, my coach is actually working hard here. He's actually grafting for something for himself.
You're building your own portfolio as well. Having those stage shots on there.
That's
an advertisement of yourself.
It's proof that it works. It's proof that I know how to change my own body. But then again, it's not always proof that I know how to change someone else's as well. And I've got to always consistently remind myself of that. Just because I can get myself in decent shape doesn't mean I have the right to be able to say I can get everyone in shape.
Got to stay humble, man.
Yeah,
stay humble.
Stay humble.
Next cliche statement of the
just
podcast.
Stay humble.
Staying humble, building a 10-figure business. That's the title of this podcast.
Oh my god. 10 figure.
Jeez, man.
Elon Musk.
It's not quite there yet. I feel no.
How many clients do you actually have then? One-to-ones and online.
So one-to-ones is now capped at 30 sessions a week. Like I don't take any more than that. Not because I don't want to take
30 hours a week.
Yeah, 30 hours a week. So probably around 20 to 25 clients, because some clients do more than one a week. But the majority are one a week.
Yeah.
Are you spreading those out like 6 hours a day then, like 5 days a week?
So usually it's typical Mondays and Wednesdays are my busier days. I do like 8. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays are sort of tapered back a little bit. And it helps with training as well. It's like my rest day is Wednesday, so I stack as many clients as I can on Wednesday. Get my haircut on Wednesday, shout out Joe, cheers mate.
Like that.
Yeah, and then like Mondays is like the day where I feel the freshest. So after the weekend, chilled out on Sunday, get into the gym, I can give loads of energy to clients. So that's why I stack out clients loads. I start at 6 a.m. and work all the way to like 6 p.m, 7 p.m, whatever. And then like Tuesdays like sort of like half day, a little bit, and then Wednesdays stacked out again. Thursdays like a little bit morning, a little bit in the afternoon.
So you found your rhythm, like what works for you.
Bang, it's so good. It works. The balance is immense. Not only just not for my own training either. It's just like my balance in terms of my own mental capabilities. When I don't get overrun and
you need time to do other shit as well, don't you?
And then like online clients check-ins wise, that they come on weekends as well. So I work on Saturdays as well. But total clients probably maybe about 30 clients, 35 clients, that sort of range.
What would be your like goal, say, in a year's time?
In a year's time.
Would it be the same 30 hours in the gym and then maybe like...
No. So I've sort of set myself a goal that by the end of next year, I want to be completely online.
Oh, really?
And that's not to say I hate one-to-ones. I love one-to-ones. And I'm always going to be like thankful for my one-to-one clients because they are amazing. I love them to bits. It's just a case of where I see myself in 5 years. I want to be able to employ other coaches or work with other coaches.
Well, you want to scale,
and you can only really do that online.
Well, it's the scale, that's it, and it's the scalability.
Scalability, but it's you can look at the money and say it's more money, and absolutely that's fantastic. But it's a case of you can help more people online. You know, if I've got a one-to-one client and I'm helping for 1 hour, how many people could I help with that 1 hour if they were online? How many check-ins could I do? And it's not to say you go through check-ins like that. You might spend 20 minutes on a check-in, but then that's 3 people you've helped in that 1 hour rather than just one.
Yeah,
and the physical demand, like. Obviously, I'm only 23, but I'm not getting any younger. Yeah. In 5 years' time, I'll be 28, and I want to be on the gym floor, grafting away, almost 30 years old, picking up plates.
No, fair play, man.
No, so long-term vision is online completely. Yeah, absolutely. Which is fine. Like, I love it. So, and it's the online side of things it's the what motivates me is seeing that change in that person. So, with online clients come sort of like. I'm not going to say ready-made clients, but they know what they're doing a little bit more. They know how to train. They've probably they might have already had a coach in the past, and they just need a little bit of different direction. So it's easier to be able to manipulate their own body and sort of push them into a better direction for themselves. Rather than a one-to-one client, they might be a complete beginner in the gym. So it takes a lot longer to be able to see that transformation, see that sort of level of adherence to the plan as well.
And do you take... Go on, lad, what are you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, by that point as well, obviously with a few more years under your belt, you'll have seen that time and time again as well, won't you? So, I suppose...
Yeah, the experience just grows, doesn't it?
Yeah, do you take, like, revenue goals and stuff like that serious, or do you not let it bother you? Because I know for me, if I have 1 month that's worse than the last month, it'll kind of piss me off. I'll be like, why the fuck haven't we grown this month? Yeah. Is that the same in the PT industry, or do you just kind of like, are you happy just helping people?
So I used to do like forecasting, I used to do revenue, that sort of thing. And I definitely saw my business pick up. But that was when I was struggling as a one-to-one coach. Right. And that was like the December time. I was like, no, geez, I need to take this seriously as a business. Yeah. And then obviously when the month started growing, I was forecasting for the next month, who's going to stay, who's going to keep on, who are the sure clients that are going to stay with me. And now I've got a good base in terms of one-to-ones. That's why it's capped. Yeah. Because I'm not having drop-offs left, right and centre. Yeah. And the demand is there. So like sort of building a waiting list as well for one-to-ones. But it's sort of a case of I don't generally forecast or look at revenue anymore. Right. I've switched the target to having more results. So like, for example, I want X amount of results before March next year.
Or X amount of positive reviews.
Because then it's sort of like that will translate to revenue. Of course. Because the better results you get, the more results you get, the more client interest you'll have. So if I can get 10 results by February, and they're all over my Instagram or they're on my website coming soon, then
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. But then if it's a result-based goal, then I know I'm grafting myself as a coach, and I need to make that service better to be able to get more results.
So you want to get 15 results the next month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because then it takes the switch away from that money aspect. Like I get it is behind that business is money, but at the end of the day, the business is the service. Yeah. And if the service is good, it'll get better results.
Yeah.
So back to the show. What was that feeling like being up on stage, being all tanned up, shredded as fuck?
The tan was mad.
The first tan was madder than the second time.
I'm a pale boy.
I'll say that. The first tan was madder than the second time.
That first tan, mate.
The first tan caught me by surprise. I can't lie.
The teeth in the eyes.
It was pretty wild.
Jesus Christ, but standing on stage, it was so nerve-wracking. Like so bad. I wasn't really. I want to say I wasn't nervous. I definitely was nervous.
Because you're a confident guy, right?
I'd like to think so.
You've got to have a high level of confidence to put yourself in that situation out of your comfort zone in a short period of time. You know, young as well. I imagine you were pretty young compared to a few of the guys on stage. To be there literally with all your kit off, just fucking flexing.
Getting your glutes out, mate.
That takes a lot, but you were nervous.
Yeah, nervous. In the first show, I was more nervous than the second show. Right. Being a first-timer show, everyone on stage was a first-timer as well, so I knew everyone was in the boat.
I didn't know that.
And I was in juniors as well, so everyone was 23 and under in that PCA show. Right. So I was like one of the oldest on that stage. However, I knew going into that show that it was untested. So I knew there was guys that were probably enhanced. Yeah, absolutely. So I was sort of nervous in terms of who was I going to come up against and whether I was going to be absolutely outshadowed and just being smaller and less lean than everyone. And it wasn't the case. I did okay. I came 5th out of 7. Got an invite to the finals as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So stepping on stage in an untested show when I'm natural, it's very it's daunting. It's like it's in your back of your mind. I still want to just go and enjoy the process, and I did the best I could with the tools that I had and got as lean as I could and as full as I could on that thing. But it's all a case of learning how your body needs to peak into a show, or how lean you actually have to get. And looking back now, it wasn't my best package going into that first show, and probably a bit of stress as well.
Literally speaking,
my best package.
few socks
Bro,
down.
it was so cold in Birmingham that day. It was so cold. Those green trunks.
Surely,
that old chestnut.
Surely it gave you. It probably could have been like a chestnut if that cold. So obviously with knowing that you were natty and that the other guys were likely to be enhanced, surely that gave you I mean, I'm assuming that must have given you a little bit of a confidence boost in yourself, almost like counterintuitively, because you knew that you could take a certain level of pride away, no matter where you place. Like you've done that.
I've stepped on stage with those guys. Yeah,
with those guys competed, and the fact that you came 5th.
Yeah, mate.
That's such a massive achievement.
At the time, though, when they called my name for 5th, I was so good.
Yeah,
I was so good. Yeah.
I mean, you're competitive, like you always.
I was good. There's a photo, mate, and it shows me. I've got my certificate to invite to finals. I should have been buzzing with it, but I was there. I was just like, this is so bad. This is embarrassing. I was like, I'm actually embarrassed to be 5th. Like, I want it to be top 3. I want to win. Like, for God's sake, I'm so competitive. I was like 5th. I was like, are you joking? I'm like that shit. But then looking back now, I'm like, that is honestly like the best I could have looked on that day. And then that put me in such a better place for this second show, which I wasn't going to do, by the way. It was literally after that show. I text Calm. I was like, bro, I came 5th. I'm gutted. And he was like, no, that's amazing, mate. Don't you worry. Let's do a natty show. And then we were like, right, let's get a natty show.
Straight in.
Yeah, WNBF, UK, Supernaturals.
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks prep after that, so I had to continue that prep. I enjoyed that day, but then
I bet that day was fucking good, bro. Like that,
mad.
The food.
15 weeks of dieting, not off plan once, mate.
I remember you coming into the shop and we were like debating over like 5 calories on like the protein.
It was stupid. What
are you flavors?
ISOXP? Do I do that? No.
You were looking at the pre-workouts and you're like, oh, it's got like 10 calories.
I've never seen someone look at the calories in a pre-workout, but ever since that, I've started checking them. I'm like, fucking hell.
0 cal's so attractive though.
Yeah,
it's so attractive, especially to guys on prep. It needs to be 0 cal.
Yeah,
just smashing monsters left, right, and centre, mate. It's so many.
You don't want to waste calories on that shit, do you?
No. You need all the food you can get. Mate.
Did you see any weird like pre-stage rituals from anyone, like getting on wine or stuff like that? That used to be a thing, didn't it?
No, they still do that. Yeah, we didn't do that.
Well, like drinking.
Like having a few glasses of wine to get extra
pint.
peeled.
Just had a pint before, mate. It was like, settle the nerves. No, they do that. You tend to do that the night before.
Right, just to dry up a bit.
Yeah, but we got that sup in, didn't we? H2O out.
H2 out, yeah.
H2O out.
That supplement needs.
Oh, yeah. Supplement needs.
I wondered what you were on about.
Yeah. We got that supplement in instead of doing the alcohol because according to Cam, it's just a bit unpredictable. Like not having alcohol for months.
And you probably won't sleep as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So we went a bit more structured with that approach in terms of because you can control serving and dosage and do it over certain days, not just drinking wine over certain days or whatever. And that, it helped a little bit. I think it helped way more in the second show because I was leaner leading up to that because I was already stage lean for the PCA show.
You just got that extra.
I had 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks to be able to get leaner. So it was like food went down, cardio went up. It was dig time.
You'd already done the huge, like the long slog.
Yeah,
and then that 2 weeks is.
It's always the last weeks that make you look the best as well, and when you're already lean, just peeling off that 0.5% of fat. It's like
and that allowed me to bring more food into the peak week. So like 3 days out, you structure your sort of linear carb load into it. There's loads of ways of different doing it, but we linear carb loaded into it. Gradually went from my normal training day, non-training day food, which was stupid. It wasn't actually that low, to be honest. I'm just being
How many calories were you?
So we dropped down to training day was about 2,200, and then non-training days were 2,000. So it wasn't actually that low.
It's quite low for someone your size, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite low considering I was handling above 5,000 in off season.
Yeah.
So it did come down quite a bit, but we ended up giving myself way more food towards the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the show on the Sunday.
Peaking on this.
Yeah,
Sunday,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we were like extra 300 carb on the Thursday, extra 400 carb, and then extra 450 carb, which is like in the grand scheme of things a lot of food.
Yeah.
So I was smashing that down, loving it. And
it
just fills you out so much. You look twice as big, and I looked way bigger in that second show than I did the first show one. And way leaner as well. So
when the margins are so fine, I can imagine like that makes a big difference. Yeah,
huge difference. Yeah,
and when you can actually see food getting put on your body in like a quantifiable time frame.
At that stage of prep, you'll eat like a bowl of Rice Krispies, and you look down and your arms are like full of veins. You can see your body fucking using it.
It all went to my glutes, mate.
Did it?
Yeah. It's so weird though. Like if you look at the stage shots, the first show I had no ass, mate. I had no batty whatsoever. And this matters, by the way. Like the back shot matters. And then the second show, I don't know, I had like biggest glutes on stage, mate. It was solid. Yeah, it was quality.
Could have been that burger. It
was the burger. Went straight to my ass,
yeah. Buns.
Yeah. Oh no. Sorry. You're getting sacked.
Yeah, big time.
Last straw I've had.
Last warning.
Geordie, I'm just going to give Geordie a quick call.
He's probably in bed, mate. He's probably still fucking. He's probably out on Raz somewhere.
Yeah, he's boozing, right, Geordie?
He's a funny bastard, Geordie. Isn't
so something I was going to ask you then. Yeah. So you had to dig. I saw you a couple of times coming into the shop, obviously in the run up to the show. You're still working. You're still managing all these clients.
Yeah.
You're fucking pushing your body to the limit. Like, how hard did you have to dig? How deep did you have to dig?
So it's always the thing. Everyone's going to say, I dug so hard. Yeah. And I was miserable. And I like looking back now, I was definitely miserable compared to how I am now. Like now, if I came on the podcast, like, I don't know, even like 4 weeks ago, I was just fucked, mate. Yeah, I was just like, no energy. I was still obviously turn it on for clients, and that's probably more draining than anything. Just trying to turn it on and being like a normal.
Got to give a bit of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But it got to the point where I was just a little bit moody. I'm not going to say it was crazy bad. Yeah, it was a drag. The hardest part was cardio. Yeah, it was like 50 minutes 6 times a week towards the end, which still isn't that high compared to what a lot of people do.
That's high, man. That's a lot of cardio.
That's high for you, bro.
Remember when you got me on Stairmaster for like 20 minutes? I was like, you fucking serious?
Yeah, you're joking.
Fucking Stairmaster.
It's what it takes, bro. It's what it takes. Yeah, but it got to the point where I was like, I think there was only one time when I like snapped at someone, and I was like, that was out of order. Like, I shouldn't have done that.
A client, you mean?
No, never
a
person. Never a client.
I was going to say,
not a paying client. Never.
Didn't have you as that kind of guy.
No. It was at Fitz.
I can understand.
Did he spell something wrong on an Instagram post or something?
No, I mean,
fucking captions, Fitz. Just go through them and get them right. I've had enough fucking phone out the window.
No, mate. I was on the Stairmaster in the morning. It got to the point.
You've got Mags Gowder to contend with now anyway.
Shit, yeah.
I've seen his video. Energy, though.
On the story, bro.
Yeah.
That energy this morning. I felt like
I had to turn the volume down. I was like, whoa.
Imagine him on prep. You come in, you're like, low energy. Mags there,
like, bro,
what are you saying?
Yeah, I told to fuck off. That's pretty much what I did to Fitz. Like, I was on the Stairmaster, obviously on the Stairmaster for like 5 days in a row, just 50 minutes grinding. I don't even know what I was doing. I was like watching YouTube or something. Then
just doing your own.
Yeah, but Fitz, he's a good lad. He's really, really good, mate. He'd jump the side of the Stairmaster and start chatting to me. And just one particular day, mate, I just wasn't asked. So I took my earphone out because I'm not rude, and I was like talking to him, and I was just like, and then I just went quiet, and I was just doing my steps, and I was knackered, and I'd done like, I don't know, maybe like 35 minutes, and I had to get to 40 before I could get off. And he was like, "Oh, you're a moody cunt today, aren't you?" And I went, "Don't call me a moody cunt." And I was just like, "Don't call me that." Mate, I was like, mate, I'm obviously going to be moody. I'm on the Stairmaster. I'm doing 50 minutes times 6, blah, blah, blah. My food's well low, and I'm just angry. And then he just went quiet. It was like, and I was just like 1 minute went by. I was like, sorry, bro. I feel like, I'm really sorry, bro. Like, I didn't mean it. You know what it's like. And he was just like, nah, don't worry about it. I'll go set Burn up. And then ran out and started doing his class. I was like, oh, I feel like a dick.
Fair play, bro.
Yeah.
You need, he was probably, I imagine like it was good being in that community where obviously where you work with all the boys.
So supportive. Yeah.
Fitzy, all
yeah.
those,
Oh,
like,
so supportive.
Supporting you through the thing.
They all
like,
came down to the comp as well.
Yeah, of course, mate.
Yeah. Oh, they were all great. Zane, Fitz, Kerry, all of them. They were great.
I love that.
Yeah. They always slammed me every day for like, oh, you're so moody today, blah blah blah. But like they got it, and they understood, and they didn't push any boundaries or anything like that. They left me to me if I was being a bit moody, but most of the time it just cheered me up anyway. So
probably shows that you're generally a nice guy more often than not.
I tried to be. I tried to be.
At least you're not a moody cunt all the time. You don't have to say it to all the time. So
no, it only got said once, and I think I was being a moody cunt. So.
So the next show, mate.
Yeah,
what we're saying. I know, obviously, you say you want to do it again, so it was clearly worth it the first time.
Absolutely, yeah. So I definitely want to. I want to take it further with the natty comps because I feel like I could do well there. Like I said before, I only spent 6 to 8 weeks in a proper structured off season growing.
Yeah.
And in that time we changed my body quite mad. It was like it responded really well to the setup. So no doubt another like year or two. So I don't know yet. So the next show could be in a year's time. Looking forward to the natty shows come the end of next year, but most likely I want to take another year on top of that. I want to take 2.
2 years.
So I could come back
some time to
I'll be 25. So because I'll be competing in men's anyway, so it's not juniors anymore.
I thought you might be considering a transition there. I was a little bit. I'm glad you clarified that there.
Well, we only hope, Al, in 2 years' time you might have some muscle on you.
Oh, bro.
No, joking.
I was referring to him saying he was going to compete in women's.
Oh, right. That's always another option.
I didn't actually click onto that.
Need to work on the buns though, bro, if that's what you're going for.
No, I'll be competing in men's.
I can't believe that went over both your heads.
I was like,
no,
transition. I'm like, what?
I
thought you meant to just jump on.
What's this guy on about? He's already on his last warning.
How dare you even try it, bro? Don't you try that again, mate.
I'm glad I'm sat at this end of the table.
No. So, 2 years, growing as much as I can. Look at the natty comps and then just do the best I can. I came 4th in this one.
Out of how many?
Out of 12.
Oh, that's
23 was the youngest age you could be in it was novice bodybuilding.
Is that finals as well, or is
that was it worked out. There was no qualifier for the competition, but it was finals.
Right.
And then top 3 won an invitation to Worlds.
Right.
In LA. I came 4th.
Oh man, that'd have been insane, wouldn't it?
That's why he's got the bug.
I want to go to LA, mate.
Yeah. It's no fun if you just win everything first time, is it?
No, mate. No, and to be fair though, I'm sort of glad it's happened like this. So there's like that. Still, there's that hunger.
Desire
like going into an off
it.
season, I'm like these past 2 weeks where I'm full. I've been fully on plan. Like most days. I've had a little bit of nice food, but I've like training wise. Like I'm trying to beat numbers every week now. Like it's a numbers game now, and it's just about putting the size on the right size and not getting injured and just going through that. Yeah. Putting as much mass on as I can, and coming in leaner. That was the judges' feedback. Just leaner.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
And will it always be bodybuilding, or do you want to go to like physique or like that, or are you just focused on bodybuilding? Like,
well, I don't know. It depends how my structure fills out.
I feel like you suit bodybuilding.
I feel like
maybe classic.
Yeah, I do like classic. I like the way the pose, and I feel like my legs grow quite well. Like I'm only on one leg day a week right now, and they just respond quite well, and they always have done really. I don't know why that is. Might be the fast twitch fibers from like
definitely, man. Definitely.
But so I think bodybuilding, I think physique, I think my legs would be wasted if I didn't. But at the same time, the whole broad shoulders, narrow waist sort of thing that sort of works well with the physique. It'd be a case of learning posing and sort of you can do multiple categories in shows, multiple classes. So if I wanted to try out physique, I could definitely do that.
You could jump in and do 2 on one day, kind of.
Yeah, you could do like physique and classic, or like if it's a higher show, probably would be classic rather than bodybuilding, because the open guys, they're just massive, aren't they? Like, so big. But if it is a night show, then absolutely bodybuilding. Yeah, absolutely. And I look forward to that one.
Just a little side question, swerving the topic. What are your thoughts on Zane switching to CrossFit?
To be fair, like I gave him some shit for it. I did give him some shit for it, but
Well, you had people thinking that he'd fully passed
died,
away.
mate. Yeah. Oh my god, let's talk about that. Yeah,
Mike came in.
he was like, Zane's died.
Mike said, he was like,
Transform with Zane is dead.
I can't believe Zane's dead, man. Fuck's
No,
sake.
he didn't say that. No.
Just ruined my fucking whole week.
Bro, I was having a good week until Zane died.
so Mike says to us, obviously, like, he comes in, distracts us for about 20 minutes while we're trying to get shit
Yeah,
done.
he's talking as
it is.
usual.
And he goes, oh, yeah. That whole thing with Zane and Alex. He goes, I saw it and I was like, no way. Zane's dead.
Rest in peace.
But he's been posting all day. Stories.
He's still posting.
He's still posting.
Someone's on his fucking Instagram.
He's on Instagram live right now. Oh my god. No. So yeah, I don't know whether I worded it too well. Like the joke went too. It was too good. I put like something like, "Oh, feel so."
I knew
sorry
exactly what you meant.
Yeah,
like,
people get it, but
Yeah.
people don't. Like, I had my clients messaging me like, "Oh my god, what happened?" Okay. I had one guy. I'm not going to mention his name, but bless him. He messaged me. He was like, "Bro, is this real?" And I thought it was in with a joke because he posted on his story about him. And I thought it was in with the joke, and he was like, "Oh, is it serious about Zane?" I was like, "I'm afraid so." I thought it was in with the whole he started CrossFit, and I was taking the piss out of him. And
So for context, what did you actually put?
so I put something like, so Zane had put on a story saying he was looking for CrossFit gyms because he wants to try it out, and he wants to work into sort of performance based training, which I'm all for. It's all good. Yeah, sort of. And then I put on my story, I screenshotted his story and put it on, and I was like, "Oh, thoughts go out to his friends and family. We've lost a strong bodybuilder to functional training or something like that." And then everyone thought he died.
But died whilst doing functional training.
Yeah, that was the issue.
That's the beauty part of it, isn't it?
That was the issue. Someone thought he died doing the clean and jerk. Bar landed on his head.
Some people, man.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, but
people
like
actually-
literally, like my clients, the guy I was talking about, he messaged me saying, "Oh, I actually thought you were serious." I started crying.
Oh my god.
I was like, "Oh,
shit.
bro."
I wouldn't have even felt bad, mate. I've been like, you fucking deserve to
Well,
cry.
I
You
just
bin
put
bastard.
Dafty. I just
Yeah.
put Dafty. But I'm not going to mention his name because bless him.
If you'd have put "we lost a good friend,"
Yeah.
that to functional training bit at the bottom, like,
Was it
got to
fizzy?
switch on.
No, but yeah, no. To be fair, like in all seriousness, for Zane, he says he wants to go into sort of competitive. He's lost that competitive like part of him. Like he used to play rugby quite a lot, at quite a decent level as well. And ever since stopping rugby, he's never had that sort of competition. And he didn't want to go into bodybuilding. He's not that way inclined.
Yeah.
And then it's a case of CrossFit is very performance based, and you go up against other people, and it's that sort of that competition edge,
Competitive application.
Yeah. So he started out
doing.
doing that, and he's down at Utopia Gym.
I don't know.
Maybe
I,
it's Utopia.
when he put that story on, I just said there's one in Wakey because that's the only one I know. Really.
Yeah, I think he's going to one in. I don't even know where it is. It might be Leeds, but it's Utopia Gym. I think that's the name. And he goes like twice a week now, and he'd come back and he says it's fucking hard, but he enjoyed it. And I think that's the thing with looking at any sort of training. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, my dad. I've tried to get my dad into JD so I can coach him and train him, even if for free. Like it's just because I'd love to coach my dad because I reckon he'd respond quite well. But he loves his garage sessions, man. Right. He watches his little videos on YouTube and he goes and does his dumbbell workout, even though it's not optimal. The guy does it 3 times a week and he loves it and he's in good shape. So it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's CrossFit, bodybuilding, swimming, anything like that. As long as you exercise,
as long as you're enjoying it. That's
enjoy it.
Cliche PT statement. You got to make it work for you, aren't you? Like,
got to make it work for you.
That's it.
What would you say to the young ones wanting to go into PTing? Would you say I hear a lot of time, it's too saturated. When I tell someone, mate, just go for it, they'll be like, there's too many people doing it, whatever.
I'd say it's not too saturated if you're a committed coach that wants to help people. It's not quick and easy. Like you see PTs coming in, and there's more PTs that fail than make a success of it. Absolutely, and it's a case of they come in expecting clients to just come to them. It's not like that. It's way more business orientated. You've got to make a commitment to be able to better your service month on month because you do get left behind.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because you see the big guys in the game. The more clients you've got, the more time you've got. The more time you've got, the more you're able to build your business. So it's like a case of the big coaches, their business will grow at a faster rate than
and they're probably
someone
paying
starting
people to level.
Yeah, exactly.
It up
They've got virtual assistants going for them. They've got people underneath them going for them.
Economies of scale.
I'm not trying to scare people away from it because it's great. You can get into one-to-one is definitely a good start because then you can work on the gym floor and build your way up. If you know what you're doing with regards to your own training, you can go as an online coach if you've got a decent following. It's very hard to grow from there.
Yeah.
But in terms of a learning experience to coach other people, it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. But you've got to graft.
Yeah,
you can't go in expecting it. No,
easy way.
It's not an easy job.
No,
people think they're like, I just go to the gym, I get a few clients, I charge £30 an hour or whatever, and then basically earn a living from that. I don't even have to do that many hours a week. If I'm 18 and doing
the working out,
the
what
working
they need
out
to do, and
bare
minimum.
If I just do 12 hours a week at £30 an hour, I could get this amount. That'll pay for my
happy
car.
days. Yeah.
It's not like that.
I feel like anybody who's going into any type of business and just assuming that they're going to be successful, it's like
it's mad.
You've got to have a certain level of confidence and back yourself. Obviously, like you did and like we did with doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're never going to get anywhere if you're just expecting people to land on your doorstep.
No,
it's not how it works.
It's like that in any
unless you're like the first guys to it or something.
Yeah. If you're lucky enough to be jumping on
at the right time, maybe.
At the right time, which is that's so hard to do that though. It's just pretty much luck at the end of the day, and just jumping on that. But I definitely recommend coaching. I love coaching.
Yeah. So young guys, get at it.
So how does a coach kick back and relax?
Well, that's a very good question. I'm still trying to figure out. It's very taxing. Your phone is your world. It's your business. Your WhatsApp is just when WhatsApp went down today, mate. Fucking hell.
I saw Zane's story.
Everyone kicking off, mate. Everyone kicking off. But I think to kick back and relax, you've got to make time for yourself. Otherwise, you can let it get on top of you. It's like Sundays for me. Sunday afternoons for me.
Right.
That's my time. I chill out. I do whatever I want to do.
What do you like to do?
Mate, not much. Just
relax.
Just rest, mate. Yeah. Just literally rest. Watching films.
Yeah,
quite boring in that respect, mate. Yeah, I don't really do much apart from figure out what I'm doing on Monday.
Yeah. I feel like you know, like I don't see you going out posting, like going out and getting drunk with the boys. Or
you say this, but I'm literally doing Otley Run this weekend.
Right.
So I'm going to be posting.
My mates are trying to get me to do it on Saturday, but I'm
out Saturday.
They were trying to get me to do wrestlers.
Right.
Wrestlers.
I was going to go as like Shawn Michaels or something like that, get a cowboy hat on or something. But
I don't go out much, and I especially haven't in prep. Like I literally haven't been able to, because there's no room for it.
Yeah.
So now it's sort of like a case of I can enjoy myself. I can go out if I want to.
Yeah.
But now the enjoyment is food.
Yeah, of course.
So I've got one off-plan meal a week now, and I want to make it count.
You like to go somewhere.
So exactly. So this weekend we went to Hickory's down in Harbury.
Oh yeah,
so nice, mate.
Is it good there?
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
Serious.
I didn't rate it, me, but
it was your review that made me think. Yeah, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know whether that's just because it's so skewed because I've literally been eating shit food for so long.
I feel like if you were starving, you'd done a prep, it'd be unreal. But when you've been eating what you want anyway, and you just want something.
When you've been doing a burger review with Johnny Blair every
week, you get a bit of a snob, don't you? Like Saturday Hickory's like, this is no fucking gourmet shit. This is it's like proper Americanized. I mean, it's good. You get a lot of food. I feel like that's probably why you like it so much.
You do get a lot of food.
Big ass burgers.
Yeah, big burger. Yeah, so nice.
Yeah,
that's what I enjoy. That's how. I
like that.
Which is good.
Are you playing any sport at the minute? Because obviously I've seen you down at courts a couple of times. But
tennis. No, I'm not at the minute. Like my sole focus is bodybuilding now. That's not to say that I won't go out on a weekend and if the boys are playing tennis, I'll go play tennis. It's not. You can't let your life become bodybuilding because it's just so boring.
Yeah,
so boring. You're not living then. But in terms of performance and recovery and stuff like that, I do have to think about it. I've got to sort of.
Well, a lot of shit takes away from bodybuilding, doesn't it? Like if you go out drinking, it's so negative, damaging for your bodybuilding, probably for business as well.
It does set me back. Absolutely. It does set me back. It says if I go out drinking, then for the week, for the day after, then it's tough.
We'll pause it just for a sec while he's
back.
Yeah.
Like my hair's fucked.
You've had headphones on, bro. Can't do much about
You
it.
can't take them off though because you've got that line.
Yeah. I'm
not taking
fairly
mine off.
fortunate that if I take it off, it's probably not going to make much of a difference.
Shit, anyway. I'm so sorry.
I've got a vendetta against my trim.
I like your trim, mate. I think it suits you.
It's good. It is good.
When you're on them beaches in Australia with your long...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Luscious hair,
for,
mate.
mate.
Is it
Like,
braiding? Like, is that
Are you going to put it in a ponytail?
I
or a man bun?
reckon that ponytail if I could.
Not a man bun.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Like Andy Carroll or not like
I don't
Andy
know.
Carroll.
I love the idea of a man bun, me.
I was going to get it.
It's like a nice little...
I got my sister to braid it when she came back from Paris. like some loose braids because like she could only work with what she had.
Yeah.
And I had like bare wispy bits at the side. But when she did it, I was like, oh, I actually kind of fucking like that. You know?
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know. It just...
Yeah, and then if you get it done done
Proper.
professionally, yeah,
Yeah.
then it'd be...
Why don't you get a, what's it called, where they just leave it and don't wash it out and it's just
dreadlocks.
dreadlocks.
No.
No. You can't be doing dreadlocks.
I think you'd suit it, man. Magic
What,
mushrooms, dreadlocks.
Yeah,
do not do dreadlocks, bro.
Mate, I could
No, you
not
can do
think of
anything
fucking
you
words.
put your mind to,
Yeah.
mate. If you want to do dreadlocks, you can do it.
Of course
do
you
it.
can, mate.
Coach him into dreadlocks.
Just need to get your
that's
macros right to make sure they pop.
Oh, man, it
Yeah,
needs to
innit?
pop.
Need to get that casein protein.
Casein,
Oh
yeah.
no, is it carnitine?
Casein
Casein.
protein for the overnight. Oh, what?
Slow release, so it will help the dreads.
Yeah, that's it.
Just chatting fucking
Well,
pure shit.
yeah.
Sorry if you're listening, by the way.
Yeah,
I like that stuff. I like
Yeah.
that. I like this stuff.
Yeah, man. What's your favourite film then? You like films?
Yeah, I love films.
Don't disappoint me, Alex.
This is perfect. The Wolf of Wall Street.
I like that film.
I'm only saying that because Wolf Supps up.
Yeah.
No, I do like. I love that film. But Inception has to be up there.
Oh, mate, that's one of my top three. 100%.
Inception is it's unreal.
a
I've
mind
not seen
fuck.
it for a long time, man.
I tell you what, it's a mindfuck. That Tenet, made by
yeah.
the same people.
Is
as,
it made by the same people?
Yeah, I think it is. It's the same production company, mate. Oh,
I always start watching them with girlfriend and she just switches
beg
off after like an hour and goes to bed and I'm like, I'm watching this.
yeah. No, it's so hard to figure
Just
out.
fries
that
your
Tenet,
head, doesn't it?
I didn't. I rated it, but nowhere near Inception. Inception is
Yeah.
banging.
I've got a few.
Go on, Shawshank.
Nah, man. I feel like I'm a bit of a I like Superbad.
Yeah,
Superbad
Superbad's
is
good.
like
Superbad's-
fucking brilliant.
It's fucking
film,
good.
man.
I am McLovin.
Yeah. I think I just have like a positive relationship with that, like films like that. You know,
Yeah.
like, I watched
They're
them,
easy watches, aren't
well,
they?
I watched them too young, so like I wasn't supposed to be watching them, so I didn't
Like
get,
American Pie and shit like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I found them funny as a kid, but then watching them as you get older as well, it's like,
You get
what
it.
the fuck? I didn't have a
You
clue
didn't
what
have
was
a clue
going
what
on.
they're
Here.
talking
Yeah.
about. Mm.
Or like, but then if I were gonna go for like a bit more of a deeper, meaningful film, I like Forrest Gump.
I love Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Seen that so
Good
many
film.
times.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's a long one, though.
Step Brothers though.
Step Brothers is fun.
Step Brothers or
Step Brothers is
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street. Yeah.
But these are like
Sick.
greatest films of all time. Like you think about masterpieces. You're like, oh yeah, Superbad.
What fucking masterpiece.
Austin Powers.
I
man.
do like Marvel though. I do like Marvel.
You
Don't
would,
like where
yeah.
it's going though.
No.
I've
It's
never
gone down the
watched.
pan,
I've
mate.
just never watched Marvel. Me, I just not.
What don't you
can't
like?
get into it.
Just like too much.
Too much
Like
on
they're
the
running
Disney
with the
Plus.
franchise, like, way too
like
much.
She-Hulk, mate. Put it in the bin.
trying to be like inclusive and all that bullshit.
No, I didn't mean. I didn't mean like. No, I didn't.
Put him in a corner.
No,
We've got a misogynist.
I'm all for She-Hulk because she's a woman empowering women. No, but the CGI on that is.
But I feel like they're
horrendous,
doing
mate.
it just for that reason, though. With a lot of them, like just to be like,
just to try and put it out there.
yeah, just to be
PC.
woke.
No, I do. I just hope Black Panther's good.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I hope it's good.
The first one was pretty lit.
So good. Rest in peace, Chadwick.
So I feel like we're probably getting close. That camera's going to go off in another minute.
Yeah.
So we'll get recording for the last little clip. But
Mhm.
I feel like we could probably round this up.
Yeah, man.
soon.
Where can people find you?
On Instagram, Alex Rogers Fitness. I don't really have anything else. I got TikTok, but I barely go on. It's Alex Rogers Fitness again. If you want to get in touch with coaching or anything like that, drop me a DM, or there's a form in my bio, and we can we can get to work. Or even if you just need to ask any questions or anything like that, anything related, business, haircuts, films. Anything like that.
Mentorship course coming soon.
Oh, bro, I'm not sure about that yet.
What have we got to look forward to coming soon in the Alex Rogers Fitness
there's there's a bit of a rebrand coming. I can't quite release too much information coming. Definitely wanting to build a website with a lot of the testimonials that are clients I'm currently working with. Merch. I'm looking forward to merch. Yeah. And all that good stuff. But it's a case of I want to level up my service more and more each month. As I said, put more money into my own business, and really sort of looking forward to leveling that side of things up, and then just building more from there. Yeah, helping more people, and just putting it out there.
Top man. Yeah,
sick.
Been good.
Yeah, pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for coming down, bro, on such short notice.
Yeah.
Like, we only messaged you 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'm so desperate for content, bro.
We will bill you on way out, by the way.
It's fine.
50 quid to talk to us.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. It's worth it. No, it's been a pleasure, boys. Honestly,
we'll have to have another catch up in a couple of months.
6 months time. 6 months time.
We'll have a fair few more episodes under our belt by then as well. And
mate,
it'll be good.
Yeah. Episode number 100. Yeah. Can I come on?
That'd be
that'd be a big one.
Yeah. We're in talks with Review Bros, aren't we, for probably the next pod.
That'd be insane.
Should be good.
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll see. We'll see you all there anyway. Cheers for listening.
Thanks for watching,
guys.